Hello, and welcome to my first ever coding challenge on this channel. I wanted to thank everyone that has watched my first few episodes on this channel and hope to post a video every week. I finally got a voice. Well, sort of. Anyways, today I will be creating a game that most computer gamers have heard of, called Snake. To create this, you have to have a head following a path looking for a dot on the screen to grow larger while not colliding into itself. I will be using processing for my code source. I currently have a body and a head, defined with p-vectors, my favorite way to define locations on the screen, and now I will draw those locations onto my canvas. I apologize for the small size of the text, so I will fix that for my next episodes. Then, I give the head a velocity in one of the 4 directions. I then limit the maximum distance the head can travel, using location multiplied by size. I soon find that drawing the rectangle at location times size better depicts the actual limits of the snake. After that, I started working on my input key code, using the arrow keys to change the velocity p-vector. The character started moving way too fast, so I slowed it down by saying that the velocity could only be modified once every 10 frames. I could have used a frame rate limiter, but if I wanted to run anything in the background of the program, the frame rate would have restricted the background processes. Now that I can control my character, I should add the goal, and I will call it food because we want to eat it when we get there.
Walking through this wasteland, my eyes are fixed on the horizon, holding on to what I am, all alone out in this world, through the darkness I descend, my eyes are fixed on the horizon, pushing onwards to the end.
Now, I want to add in a simple collision algorithm that will let me see if the head of the snake is at the food, so I thought it would be as detecting if the head position was exactly the food's position, but I ran into some issues with transferring data, so I had to check if head.x equals food.x and head.y equals food.y. To test if this worked, I added a variable that I would need to grow my character by, calling it body_len, and requested a new food location to appear. Now, I start the process that I found the most difficult in the entire program, displaying the rest of the body. As you may be able to tell, this video is currently at 4 times speed, primarily because the step took so long just thinking about it using my pre-recording draft. The basic idea is to clone my current body structure, offset it in the direction of the head, and rewrite the body to match the new positions. This took me almost 20 hours IRL. So, I thought I would show you some of the struggle as I went through. I even brought in the built-in debugger menu to try to show you and find out myself what was going wrong. What ended up being the key point is when I was looping through all of my points, I assumed that the temporary array for the body would accept the old positions in like how x equals y, but I should have used the .copy function to get the exact points within the p-vector array. At one point, you could see that the data was being held in place with a certain amount of time holding it in place, but none of the rest of the body followed the head. And now is that time in the video where I say, if you like the background music, you can download any song for free and use it in any of your videos as long as the music isn't the main feature of the video, or you can listen to it while doing your household chores. If you want to download any of these songs, go to 99l.tv for a complete directory of all of their songs. This video is in no way sponsored by 99 Lives, and any profit they make is to keep the channel running. A link will be in the description to their site.
Don't stop the body rock.
And I'm back after playing a good game of Snake without deaths. I really don't want to, but to make the game more realistic, I should detach my body from the head when I hit myself. So, at the bottom of my code, I will add yet another collision detection system, but this time, with one object hitting an array of objects. A problem I came into when I did this is that if I accidentally hit the arrow in the opposite direction of where I was heading, I would detach my body, even though it was just a bad key press. So, what I did is when I pressed that reverse key, whatever it may be, my next move will be based off the tail. When I did that, I would on occasion still collide with myself if I had made a sum of a 180-degree turn, so I spent the last few minutes of this video rewriting that piece of code to go back in the direction that the tail is pointing, where I solved it by adding a phantom point at the end of the body.
I get that from my dad. I'm not far from the tree. I flow like I'm a butterfly, sting like a beamer. I hate features, done my running around with my head in the clouds, been lost and then found. When they woke up and frowned, tell myself I'm the man. I was right to be left. Now I'm back to myself. Who am I to keep on holding you from everything you want? I can see you want to get you want. Who am I to? Who am I?
Looking right, left, going straight. Don't know where to go, wanna hide away. I'm reflecting myself. You are no good for me. Suppose dangerously, am I?
I also added grid lines to help visualize where on the grid the snake was, so when counting using the debugger, I was less likely to make a mistake.